hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. We are here today to read some scary Reddit stories from the deepest, darkest corners of the internet. And you guys are going to feel better about your lives after you've heard us read these stories. Because, I mean, I already feel better. After reading the titles only, I already feel like, wow, my life is so uneventful. But yeah, I'm here today with Maddie.
That was the most beautiful intro I've ever heard in
Wait, hold up. Was my microphone on? Because I swear to God, if I was muted. No, I was not. Okay. But yeah, I'm here with Maddie today. And her new model, by the way. Maddie just debuted her new model and it's amazing. It's gorgeous. And yeah, like, Maddie, thank you so much for joining me. And thank you so much for having me on your channel.
Thank you. Are you kidding me? Like, thank you for joining me. Girl, it has been a hot minute since we've done a collab together.
It has.
Like, a hot minute. So if you, oh God, I'm being beaten up. Okay, so,
Maddie is getting possessed in the basement.
It's because they know we're gonna be reading some like insane Reddit stories. So, I guess to give some context of like what we're doing today is bananas, but also
no, sorry, because the model's twitching. I'm like, what's going on there?
Oh yeah, my chat likes to beat me with bananas. It's kind of like
that's why I was like, because on my screen it looks like you're possessed, and I'm like, is this the fault of the stories or the basement or what is it?
Okay.
Yeah, because you look possessed, like you're twitching. Yeah, like there's no bananas. No, yeah, like you're just twitching. That's why I was like, what's going on? Oh no.
Okay, I might need to I might need to pause. Might need to pause tits for a little bit. I didn't realize I was just tweaking out on your stream. Oh my God.
Shai is asking exorcist?
The exorcism bar.
Exorcism? Yeah, I was wondering if maybe this is my connection and like something's breaking. I'm like, oh no, did I mess something up?
No, you're good. You're good. We'll take a break from tits for now, guys. Just because, like, FEARSONA's also streaming on her side too. But the thing is, I don't want our collab to disconnect because we've had I don't remember if we had internet issues last time we did this or what's it called? Just in general, when I do collabs with people, sometimes tits will like disconnect the entire collab and then we'll just disappear from each other.
The power of tits.
Yes. Real quick though, since I realized you did your intro with, I just want to let my audience know, like, I've done Reddit stories of FEARSONA a couple of times, and we had planned to do this a while back, but like I was going through like my whole model thing, and like we both just kind of got busy. But like, if you guys like listening to like Reddit stories as much as like we do, let us know because we do want to do more collabs like this in the future.
Yeah.
And if you have any suggestions on things that you want us to read in the future, let us know in the comments down below, because like the stories that we have tonight, some of them are going to be a little like crazy and like more controversial, and then some of them will be a little bit more on the darker side because Sona and I really like more like, you know, creepy, like true crime type of stuff, and so we're going to be doing a little mix of each.
Yeah. So it's gonna be, you know, like it's gonna be one kind of side, it will be am I the asshole, or like more kind of crazy stories, and the other side is gonna be like the darker corners of Reddit side. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Buckle up.
Yes, it's gonna be an interesting night to kind of take our minds off of our lives and focus on other people's lives. So this first story I found, which it's actually a news story, and it's from the not the original Am I the Asshole subreddit. It's just from AITAH, which is still the same thing, but like they allow like more interpersonal conflicts and like stuff that doesn't have to necessarily be real per se. Like I guess like I think they allow like you to have like stories about like fictional characters and stuff like that too. But this is a real story because I mean, this is kind of like insane if you were to make something up like this. Like this one reads, am I the asshole for showing the whole class my tampon after the teacher said it was a vape? And I don't know about you, Sona, but I don't think someone would make that up. That seems kind of like
something
that a kid was like.
Yeah, I feel like this could happen.
Yeah.
Especially the
I
teacher
figured,
like mistaking the tampon.
yes. What's it called? I figured like what you and I could do is like maybe the stories that we found, we can just like read those so that way we can like it's easy to follow along with it.
Yep.
So I can go ahead and read this one, and it's short.
Yeah.
So this kind of gives us a little. Is that a poop emoji?
It is a golden poop or just poop. Can I poop? Can I like? Oh, top award given. Jesus, it's a golden poop. Wow.
Imagine having such a shitty story that they give you an award for that on Reddit. That is so funny.
It's called a gold blast. You're giving the post an explosive diarrhea. That's it.
All right, I'll
Go
get
ahead.
started on this.
Yeah.
I would like to make it known before I continue, it was a new tampon. I did not show the class a dirty tampon. And I'm glad that she clarified this because that would be kind of wild.
Oh, I thought, okay, for a moment I thought she pulled a tampon out. Wow.
Oh my God, imagine, that would be insane.
Can you imagine? Okay, go on.
Yesterday, I was in class and I was asked to go to the bathroom because I had to change a tampon. You know, this is womanly things. This is nothing to be scared about, guys. This is like normal. My teacher said yes, and I reached into my bag to grab a tampon and put it in my sleeve. Then the boy next to me yelled that I took a vape out of my bag. I rolled my eyes and got up to leave. But then the teacher walked up and told me to give him the vape. And now, okay, I will say, as like a teacher, if someone's saying like you have a vape and like how often like teenagers and stuff are vaping in like the bathrooms, okay, I'd be like, okay, I need to double check that this isn't a vape real quick. So I kind of get the idea, but
like, don't be an asshole about it. Just like be like, hey, I have to. These are the rules. Like I just have to check. That's it.
Yeah. He asked me what I could possibly need to go to the bathroom out of my bag. I tried saying that I needed something and that it wasn't anything bad. But he kept insisting that it was a vape, and so did the rest of mostly the guys' class. So I got pissed off, took the vape out of my sleeve, and said, "Oh my gosh, it's a damn tampon. None of you guys have probably ever heard of it because the only girl you have ever interacted with is your grandma."
Oh no! Wow.
I'm sorry, but that's actually hilarious.
That is a good comeback. I would probably be like, I would not even say anything at the moment, but then I would be like, damn, I've thought about all those, I've thought of like so many good comebacks, and I said none of them.
No, literally, I imagine like the ball just being like, "Oh my gosh, it's a damn tampon. None of you guys probably have ever heard of it because the only girl you ever interact with is your grandma." And I'm just kind of like, "Oh my God,
I would just like
okay,
start clapping. I'd be like, yes, yes to that girl.
Then I opened it and said, "Do you guys need me to teach you how it works, or can I go to the bathroom?" My teacher got mad and told me to go to the bathroom and then to the principal. Then I got detention for making an inappropriate and sexual outburst. Am I the asshole, or is my teacher being annoying and overreacting?
What sexual outburst? What? Excuse me? Also,
I don't know. I'm like,
I don't think
the
she
only
was
thing
an
I
asshole.
could think of, no, I don't think so either. The only thing I could think of is like, it's because she took it out of like the little plastic wrapping and been like, "You guys, I'm going to show you how it works now too." Because like, what's it called? It's not like she was like,
it's not.
I don't know. I'd have to see like what she was doing. But even so, it just seems to me like she was just kind of irritated. It's like, it's not a vape.
Yeah.
Like imagine like having the thing in the container and be like, it's a tampon. Like it's not a vape. But like, unless they have like a girlfriend they have to go buy this stuff for, what would they don't know what that looks like.
Yeah. But one thing I can say is that, like, listening to this and imagining her, like, this whole situation, her reaction, and assuming that she's a teenager because she's in class. I don't know, maybe she's a teenager. I don't know if it's college or high school. Anyway, and now that I'm an adult, like very much an adult, I would see, like, I find this reaction funny because it's like such a teenager reaction, like, oh, getting frustrated and like having an outburst, like, or even being embarrassed because like, but like at this age, I would just be like, yeah, I just have a tampon. That's it. Yeah.
I get it.
I
Like
would
being
just-
like
I would
an
just
angsty
probably be
teenager,
like
you got
that.
hormones.
Yeah. Like I would just say it as a matter of fact, like, okay, nothing to be embarrassed about. Like, yeah, I have a tampon. Oh, it's not. Oh, I would be like, oh, it's not a vape, it's a tampon. That's it. Like,
And,
I
like,
wouldn't even
I do understand the teacher's perspective of like, I do need to make sure this isn't
Yeah.
a vape, because a lot of kids lie. A lot of teenagers lie. They're like, oh, I'm not vaping, bro. What do you mean? Ooh, I'm not vaping, bro. What do you mean? And like, I get that, but it's like, okay,
Yeah.
if she's telling you like, and then she pulls out, you like, if I was a teacher, I'd be like, okay, I've seen enough. Like, go to the bathroom.
Yeah, or
okay,
like
it's
just
whatever.
you know, kind of turn around with her and be like, okay, well, you know, I just have to check that you don't have anything like a vape, and just show it to me like, oh, turned away from the whole class, you know, what do you have, and that's it. And like we don't have to
Also,
talk about
tell the
it.
guys to shut up. Like, why? What do you mean they're like saying, "Oh, it's a vape, bro"? Like, tell the boys to
Also,
shut
grow
up
up.
and talk to her privately. Do you know how embarrassing that is?
Yeah, like I can see for teenagers, right? Because they're like, oh, hormones are just you know, raging, and just you get embarrassed easily. Like I it's just like comically, like it's just hilarious to me, because like now that I'm reading it, I'm like, yeah, I would, from this perspective, I would just be like, yeah, it's a tampon, bro. Like that's it.
I think it's crazy that she got detention over a tampon.
Yeah,
Like, imagine being the
that's
principal
unfair.
who's like sitting there, and the teachers obviously probably told them like, "Oh yeah, she was being like inappropriate and stuff."
like
and giving you
inappropriate
an
how?
attitude.
It's bodily function.
I mean, it's probably because like, what's it called? I'd give him an attitude too, but it's like, dude, like, I'm sorry you don't
Yeah.
understand how women work, like, and then getting detention over it. It's like, that's not
Yeah,
giving you an attitude.
I would absolutely complain. I'd be like, nope. Like as a parent, like if I were a parent of this person, of this girl, I would be like, nope, I'm gonna go and complain, because you guys clearly don't know anything about like human bodily functions.
I
Okay.
hope OP's parent gives them hell, because what's it called?
hope,
Some of the
I hope.
comments here were saying, not the asshole, and I'm surprised they find tampons sexual. Maybe your parents can speak with the principal, because you shouldn't get a detention for a
I
bit of
hate that.
cotton.
I hate that, and
Mhm.
it's not the only story that I've read that's like very similar. Like, oh, tampons or pads being like, I don't know, like deemed sexual or something. Like, oh, don't be inappropriate. Like, how is that inappropriate? Like, you do know that half of the human population has periods, right?
Someone talked about how like OP was harassed in front of her entire class to disclose her private medical information. Wait, isn't that like
Oh yeah, HIPAA violation.
isn't that like a yeah? I was gonna say, isn't that like a violation? Like,
Probably not, but you know. Oh wait, medical. Like if it's not period, right? Like it's like a medical condition, or
are periods considered a medical?
no, it's just
That's what I'm like-
it's just a function of, right? Like
I don't
just
know.
normal
Actually,
natural. Well, they are not. Yeah, I don't think it's a medical condition.
someone was saying in the chat that the sexual part was a sarcastic offer to
I
demonstrate, which I
guess.
do understand. Like, that was a little like, you know, going extra as like the on the like the teens part, but still like. You gotta remember, man, if you're a grown-ass adult, like you're a teacher, you gotta remember
Yeah.
if this is like a teenager, she's angsty, hormonal, she's annoyed, you're embarrassing her in front of the entire class. Like,
Mm-mm.
yeah, I don't blame her for giving you a little bit of attitude. Like, she's a kid, like relax, you know? So I feel like
Mm-mm.
the teacher should know better instead of saying like go to the principal's office. Like, I feel like it's one of those like, these damn women and their stupid like attitudes. I think
Periods.
it's one of those situations. I think that is what that teacher was doing, 100%.
I mean, I
So,
guess I don't know. Well, there's no context here. Like, there's no information. Like, we don't know if the teacher is a woman, a man, right? Like, we don't. Because like
He
I
said
feel
he-
like a
the OP
female
says
teacher.
he.
Oh,
OP
he.
says
Oh, sorry,
he.
he. So okay, guy. Okay then. Well, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Well, that's not. Well, sorry, that's not. That's kind of not surprising. Like, oh, if it's an older teacher, maybe. Like, I don't know. Maybe the teacher got. Because like as a like if a female teacher, like I don't think female teacher would do that. Like she would probably ask for, you're like, oh, listen, I have to check, but oh, if it's, you know, a tampon or something, that's fine. You know, like she would probably
Yeah.
know. I don't know, like
No,
my
I get
teachers knew.
that.
Like if I had a female teacher, yeah, like they knew. They didn't really ask questions. They're like, oh, okay, you know, because we would just be like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom to like change or
So
something.
one of
Like
my friends,
that's it.
has been like learning to get her own teaching license, and she's
Mhm.
saying it's an invasion of privacy.
What?
Which is true, because here's the thing. Let's say it was a vape. Let's say it was a vape, for example.
Yeah.
If you're the teacher, go let the student go into the bathroom, and then after they come back to the bathroom, that's when you can get permission to, search the belongings to see if there was any vape, because I'm pretty sure like there is like protocols for this kind of stuff. Like, it is an invasion of privacy. I do agree with that. Therefore, not the asshole.
Yeah, not the asshole. I mean, for sure, not the asshole. Even for the whole situation, right? Like that, the teacher asked her to like show it to everyone. And it's like, yeah, maybe don't. Maybe like ask her to go outside of the classroom, then ask her like, what is going on? Like, what do you have with you? That's it. Don't display it.
All right. Let's see. We can go on to the next one. Which is the one that you wanted to read first? Because
so the
I
next
came up
one,
with some wild ones here.
I came up with wild ones. So what was going on in the scariest night of my life? That one is from Reddit Bureau of Investigation. So it's a longer one. Generally the ones that I found were a little bit longer. Like, not all of them are super long, but some of them are a little bit longish. But yeah, we're getting to the scary stuff. So we're gonna read the scary stuff. I'm gonna skip the edit because it's like an update and it's hidden on purpose so that there's no spoilers. So let's get right into it. I don't expect to ever find the answer to what was going on during the scariest night of my life. It has been too long ago, and I highly doubt any information of that night can be retrieved. I do hope that RBI will be able to give me a plausible theory about what was going on that night, as it still boggles my mind. Look below for a TLDR. Here we go. I used to be an avid backpacker in my youth. My buddy and I don't like that. I already don't like that.
Okay, be honest. Like, I like going hiking, but like, do you know how scary it is to go backpacking and like, especially if you're in like the mountains and stuff?
Yeah, it's like backpacking, hiking, especially alone, or hitchhiking, which, by the way, I used to do. Very dangerous. I used to do. Yeah, I did go on with my friend. Like, the two girls, by the way. We went.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no. And we were, I think I was like first year of college, so I was, I was just like fresh out of high school, like 19. I went hitchhiking with my friend, and we essentially like hitchhiked from one end of Poland to the other, which is like 10, 12 hours, whatever, like with strangers. One car was like that pulled over was like two guys, like very like buff guys, and they kind of looked scary, but we were like we had zero survival skills, so we were like, yeah, thanks guys. And we got in the car. In the end, they were very nice, by the way. Like, they played some like old songs. We were singing our way through like, I don't know, 3-4 hours together, and yeah, they drove us to where we were supposed to go to. But we got into the car, and like, now from the like time's perspective, I'm like, are you insane? If I went back in time to my old, like my younger self, I would be like, are you fucking insane? Let me slap you a couple of times. Why are you getting into a car with strangers?
I'm so happy nothing bad happened, but yes, that is like really, really scary. And it sucks because it's like, we shouldn't have to live in like a place where like we have to be afraid of that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, you never know who someone really is until you find out who that person really is. And like, I'm so glad you're okay.
That is true. But like the two guys, like, they turned out to be like super cool, and it was like very fun. Like, it was super fun. They were like super, super nice. But yeah, like, I broke my own rules, because right now I'm like, I don't go outside because it's scary out there, and stay safe. But at the time, I was living on the edge. What can I say?
Then there's me, who's just like, what's it called? Me just riding motorcycles, lane splicing, almost getting into car accidents and falling off the edge of like a mountain, you know?
You're living on the edge to this day. I was just like, no. I am a bubble girl. I should be in a bubble. I'm scared of everything. Okay.
Same though.
Yeah, same though, but motorcycles. Same. Okay. I used to be an avid backpacker in my youth. My buddy and I would hike up for up to 2 months at a time through various parts of Europe, traveling low budget and sleeping in tents or under the bare sky if the weather would permit it. One night, we had just settled down after a very long hike in a mountainous area in Ulster, Northern Ireland. I think Ulster. I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry. It must have been somewhere between Slieve Donard and Slieve Binion. I apologize for butchered pronunciation.
Do we have Ireland people in chat that could...
If we have Irish people, forgive me. Okay, for those of you who want to look it up on maps, whatever, it's a very rural and remote area of Ireland. Some fishermen's villages and not much else. We were pretty exhausted and low on water. Why did my accent come out? We were pretty exhausted and low on water. We decided to hop over a stone wall just next to a mountain road, to spend the night there. We spent the night there. We were disappointed to see that other travelers had spent a night there as well. They had left a lot of litter. Initially, this made us contemplate moving to the ruins of a burned down house. Oh my God, are you insane? No.
Why? I'm just like, at what point does that suddenly make things better? Like, at what point just like, you're like, let's just start going in like nothing that would happen, right?
Wow, nice lean. I don't have that feature. I could like lean towards my camera. It doesn't work, but
editors, put in a force lean FEARSONA.
Nice.
Just your head getting bigger.
Shout out to Maddie's rigger. Life to the rigger. Great job. To her. Okay, so we contemplated moving to the ruins of a burned down house some 50 meters into the tall grass on the other side of the road. But we were too tired and weren't in the mood for plowing? I'm sorry. Plopping. Plowing through the terrain. I apologize. It worried us that we might get caught by the farmer that owned that plot of land in the morning and that we would get accused of causing that litter. So we went to bed a little anxious already because of that. We didn't set up a tent because we wanted to see the stars that night. I have no clue at what time my buddy fell asleep, but it was somewhere during the night. We were constantly harassed by mosquitoes, so I couldn't catch my sleep. At some point, I heard a car approach through the mountains. It was late already, so it seemed odd to me, and I got worried. Yeah, right. Like, yeah, if it's middle of the night, right? Yeah, like if it's rural and it's like middle of the mountains and it's middle of the night, like I would be like, okay, well, it might be a local. Like at first, my first thought wouldn't be like, okay, well, I would be on guard, but I would be like, oh, maybe it's like a local resident. It's fine, but I would not fall asleep.
Yeah. Okay,
so it was already late, so this seems odd to me, and I got worried if it was the farmer inspecting his land when I heard the car driving up on the road on the other side of our little stone wall. However, in hindsight, this is unlikely since farmers tend to have to get to work very early in the morning, and most farmers will be asleep at night.
This is my thing, right? If it's a rural area and it's this late at night, how can they see the road driving up it? Like, what is like because obviously there's no lights up there, so it's just your headlights.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you have to be very careful, right? Like, I mean,
yeah.
Like here, in Taiwan, especially like this area, like there's a lot of mountains and people live up there in the mountains, and there's no like street lights. So I assume, they just drive very carefully, and it just takes a while, like especially if they're driving at night. But
but this is like a mountain, which is odd because here's the thing: it's like, what would be the reason for you to want to come out that late at night when there's no visibility? You have to be very careful. That would set my alarm bells too. That is very odd.
And not to mention, I don't even know if there was like a road, or if it was just like a dirt road, or if it's
a common place to like hiking camp.
Maybe?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So why would you go there with like a maybe? But at night. Okay, so when the car stopped exactly at our location, on the other side of the wall, I was mortified. I just froze and thought the farmer had caught us and was going to send us away into the night. The car doors slammed, and then they slammed again and again and again and again and again. What the fuck? What is going on? Okay.
That's weird.
This is what really freaked us out. The car had stopped right next to us, and for what seemed forever, the car doors kept being opened and closed endlessly. We estimated the next morning it must have been at least 100 times, but I'm not sure how accurate this was. Yeah, like what the heck? Okay, so we couldn't see what was happening as the stone wall was blocking our view of the car. At this point, we had reached for our pocket knives because we felt intimidated and were unsure of what was going on. Eventually, the door slammed for the last time and the car drove on. In hindsight, it doesn't seem to be a big deal and we were never in direct danger, but at the time it was extremely frightening because it seemed aimed at us since the car stopped right next to us in the middle of nowhere. I have still no idea why somebody would drive into the mountains at night, stop in the middle of a road to open and close the car doors endlessly and then drive on.
That's weird.
Okay, I have a theory.
Like, that is so weird.
I have a theory, but I'm just gonna finish because we're at the end.
Yeah.
What could have caused the behavior of that person / people? Are there any suggestions on why one would endlessly slam car doors? My theory is that they were unloading and illegally dumping waste, but we didn't see anything the next morning. What's your theory?
Wait, what? Wait, like, did all the litter disappear? Or they didn't see any like additional litter?
They thought like, oh, maybe they are opening and closing the car doors because they're like taking out bags of litter and just dumping it there. But then like in the morning they woke up and they're like, oh, there's nothing here. Like there's nothing and no additional litter, so they didn't dump anything. So what was it about? So apparently there is some kind of update. I don't know what this is, but let's see what it says. The most logical explanation suggested by various farmers in the comments who have done the same to people like me is that... Hold up, what? Is that it was the landowner who spotted us setting down on his land and drove up to us during the night to make some spooky noises in the hope of scaring us away. For a paranormal explanation and a spooky twist to the story, go look for the Okay, so I don't think it's as paranormal, but... Yeah, I guess it's probably like the farmer and they just...
How did the farmer notice them at this late at night? Do they have tripwires or something, or...?
Well, I think maybe the farmer was somewhere close by and he noticed that the campers were like, oh, they're setting up. But then, right, like the two of them, they changed their minds and they weren't setting up in that, the usual like camping spot. And they went like behind the wall so that the farmer didn't actually see them. But maybe he knew that, oh, people tend to, right, like camp there. And it's...
He could have at least said something. If that is the case, the farmer could have at least said something after me, like, yo, you guys better not be staying here or anything like that. I better get your asses out in the morning. Like, some kind of, like, interaction saying, hey, I know you're there. Get the hell off my property. Otherwise, that just seems very... What a weird way to intimidate people like that. Not say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I guess, like, oh, there is... Like, it makes sense, like, oh, he drove up in the night and just to scare them off. But then it didn't really scare them off. They stayed there and they left in the morning. So it's just like, as they were planning to.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But then why would they stop at that? And why not just continue to harass them all night? Be like, all right, you guys can stay there. I'm going to make sure you get no sleep. Like, and that's the part that doesn't quite make sense to me.
None of us get any sleep. Like the farmer also, like, I'm not going to get any sleep. You guys are not going to sleep. We're even.
I wonder what the comments were saying.
Okay,
it's probably
let me see. Okay, speaking as a farmer, we're often up a lot later than people think, particularly if there's a group of us that can trade off the hours. This sounds like something I would do in order to try and move people off my land, particularly if I didn't want to confront them directly. Okay. We're actually doing something very similar on my farm at the moment, as we're having problems with illegal camping and hunting. So one of us has been getting up to drive around, slamming doors, hitting buckets, etc. Oh, so it is a thing. So hitting buckets, etc. So just to make noise and show people we are around. Given that there was already litter there, littered there, it could be that the farmer was having a problem with trespassing and was doing something similar. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That actually does make sense.
You know, yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Like,
Okay. If there are people who don't want to deal with confrontation, so I kind of like understand
like
that.
non-confrontational people. Okay, it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be because I was just like, what's going on?
It is weird though, because it's
weird.
like maybe you don't realize, man, like yeah, it's one of those things where it's like a hey, lesson learned. Don't go hiking for like 2 months at a time, doing like crazy stuff like that. Like, make sure if you are gonna hike, you know for sure someone doesn't own that plot of land, because yeah, people do some weird things. You never know.
Yeah, also hiking for. I mean, I like hiking. I would love to, but I wouldn't hike for like 2 months. That's a little crazy. I would hike for 2 hours and I'm done.
How do you get food though? That's what I'm wondering. Like, how on earth do you get food to like sustain that?
I mean, I assume they stop by some places, some towns, right? Like, so you just restock, you just buy food. That's pretty much it, right? Like it's not like they're in the wilderness for 2 months. I assume. I don't know. I never hiked for 2 months, so maybe I'm just a city girl, so I don't. Partially city girl.
I'd go find a river. I'm not gonna lie. If I was stuck in like the forest, not saying that this is what happens to them, but I would go find like some river. I would go find a river, because usually like rivers can potentially have like fish. I'd go fishing. That would be my thing. I'd go in
survival.
Some fish. Yeah.
Or even like get some water from it, but yeah, boil it. Just always remember to filter and boil, because otherwise you're gonna get parasites.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
That's true.
Dang. Okay, so that wasn't as like
it wasn't horrible, but I gotta say I did choose kind of an order of the stories to kind of make them worse and worse. So we're gonna be going down deeper into the iceberg.
Oh
the
yeah,
Reddit
no,
iceberg.
True.
So this is the light mode.
Let me see what
Okay, which one?
You know what we could do? We could do the Uber Eats one.
Oh, okay. Wait, let me just. Oh, okay. I got it. Canceling the Uber Eats thingy.
Yes. So this is from the "Am I the Asshole" subreddit, and this one says, "Am I the asshole for canceling an Uber Eats order after it was at my door because the driver was being difficult?"
Oh.
Now, this is kind of. I'm just kind of like. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm like dying.
You okay?
Oh my god.
Hydrate.
Yeah, hydrate before you dehydrate. My chat's always yelling at me to hydrate. Do they yell at you too?
Yeah, they do. But they're concerned whenever my voice just becomes a toaster. They're like, okay, toaster voice, time to hydrate. At this time.
Oh my god. All right, so this one they did deem them as the assholes. So this is very interesting. I, 19 male, ordered McDonald's through Uber Eats yesterday. It was processed and the driver was on the way to my house. As I got on my street, I noticed that the automatic location thingy accidentally put the house right next to mine, so I messaged the Uber driver to correct the mistake. She must have not seen it in time because she was walking up to the other house. I opened my door and called her to let her know that it was my house. She stood there for like 3 minutes telling me that it was for the house next over, and I told her that it was a mistake and said in the wrong address put in. She then cautiously walked over to her car while keeping her eyes on me to check her phone. Okay, yeah, makes sense. There was someone else in that car who I could only assume was her, looked about 20 daughter. They were whispering to each other for like 5 more minutes. They were talking in foreign language, but from the sound of it, her daughter seemed really nervous for whatever reason. Then she started walking up to my door sideways so that her shoulder was pointing towards me very effing slowly. The whole time she was creeping up to my door, her daughter was calling out to her mom every time she took 4 steps. Okay, I get that safety is important, but I told her like 5,000 times to just check her phone for the message that I sent to her phone to confirm that it was the wrong house. When she got to my door, she handed me the bag, but then pulled it back and said, "Wait, can you tell me the confirmation code?" or something like that. I asked her what a confirmation code was, and she said, "You tell me." I asked her, where it was, and she said it was on the phone. Yeah, no effing shit. I asked her where again, and she said in the app. I told her I'd send her another message from my phone since we obviously both didn't know where the confirmation code was. She then told me no, and that she needed to see what the confirmation code was. The whole time this was going on, her daughter was pleading with her mom to come back to the car, and finally I just said, keep the effing food and slammed the door. I called the Uber helpline to get a refund and tell them about the ordeal. My girlfriend said that I was being an asshole to that lady since it wasn't her fault that the address registered the wrong address. She also said that I just cost that lady gas and 2 separate companies money because I canceled the order. I can understand that, but the whole situation took like 30 effing minutes on top of waiting for the food to be prepared and her trip over. And I wasn't going to wait any longer for cold food. Am I the asshole?
See, like, I think to me, it's like everyone sucks here. Everyone sucks.
It's hard being a foreigner and not understanding, like, when someone else is speaking, like, a language that you might not know. And I'm just like, I'm just like that, because that's probably like...
No, but it doesn't, I guess, like, oh, she spoke in a foreign language to her daughter, but it seems like she spoke English. It's not like she didn't. I don't know. Like, I feel like, it could have been a little more... I mean, okay, I understand the lady for being a little apprehensive, because I know there are, like, horror stories about Uber Eats and just Uber, right, like, overall. And they get, like, Uber drivers getting into sketchy situations, or like, yeah, like, the delivery people, right, like, delivery employees. They're getting into, like, oh, they end up at a dangerous location and they get attacked or, like, jumped or something. So
someone in my chat said, as a former, like, Uber Eats driver, they got paid the full amount and free food for him canceling.
Oh.
Because I guess, like, when that happens.
Oh,
This is my take on it. Why the hell are you Uber eating, like, McDonald's?
Oh, was it McDonald's?
It's McDonald's.
Why? Get something
Only
like
because I'm just like... Bro, like, this is how I view it. McDonald's gets cold after like 5 minutes, so it's like you gotta eat that stuff quickly. You know what I mean? I'm like, your food's gonna be cold anyways, dude. Like, I don't know, man. Like, after the drive, your food's gonna be cold. But here's the thing, though. You're still gonna have to pay for it because they did have to use gas and stuff like that. And like, it's one of those things where Uber Eats is gonna straight up just tell you, like, hey, man, that's not our fault. Your address got registered. Sucks to be you, bro. Like, that's kind of how businesses are. They're just like, it's, you know, like, they don't care.
Yeah,
they don't care. But I think what makes him the asshole, in my opinion, from reading this, is that
it's just,
he's being a little racist, like, in this. Like, who cares if she's speaking the foreign language? And, like, he's getting annoyed that she's being cautious. Like, do you know how many horror stories there are about people stealing food and beating women who are driving this kind of stuff for less?
That's what I was saying, And
you obviously looked agitated to her, like...
And also, like, I didn't see really, like, relevance of the, like, oh, she spoke to her daughter in a foreign language. Like, you didn't
What's that have to do with, like,
like,
you know
it didn't really
like...
have to have anything to do. Like, he could have wrote, like, oh, she spoke to her daughter, who seemed to be her daughter. That's it. And I guess, I don't know, maybe the relevance is like, oh, perhaps she didn't, like, this English is her second language. Maybe she didn't understand you, like, that well, or maybe she got confused. Maybe she didn't hear you. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I think he's the, that's why I think people probably voted him as, like, the asshole. Because I'm just like, we get it. She speaks a foreign language. Like, she's nervous. Like, maybe instead of being hostile, you could just be like, hey, I totally get it. Like, you gotta...
I guess
again,
he's
a 19-year-old, so angsty teenagers, am I right?
Yeah, like, I guess he could have... Well, she could have been also like, oh, they both could have been nicer about it, but I understand, like, her being kind of, like, cautious. At the same time, like, oh, he could have kind of told her, like, let her, or told her, like, okay, well, go to the other house, and if they turn you away, like, you know that it's my house, like, that I'm the one who ordered, and please check your message, and I'm waiting here, you know, like, I think I would have done that. Like, oh, if I wanted them to, like, oh, okay, like, not get super sketched out by me, I'd be like, okay, well, fine. Like, you can go to the other house, but they didn't order anything. So.
Yeah, no, that's true. Honestly, he could have just let her dropped the food off, and then he could have just walked over and grabbed it.
Yeah, or like, okay, well, put the foot down on the, like, you can feel free to put the foot down on the foot down on the foot, food down on the sidewalk. Ah, yes, my accent coming out. Hey, hi, I apologize. But yeah,
this is what the comments said. Geez, dude, are you aware of what's going on in the world right now? I really hope you're feeling okay after surviving this ordeal, though. You're the asshole, mostly for how you handled the situation. She could have been a little more cooperative, but I get the feeling that you started out being passive-aggressive. They're doing their job in a really difficult time. Learn to cook!
Oh, this was 5 years ago. Yo, this is 2020. This is Corona time.
Wait, this is COVID!
Yeah,
wait, this changes everything.
Time.
Hold on.
That does
oh my
change
god,
everything.
no, wait, this changes everything.
It's Corona time.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Dude, it's difficult. Yeah. It was not the greatest. You know, I really felt bad for like Uber drivers and just delivery drivers at the time.
Someone else said, yeah, I wouldn't be too keen on walking up to a stranger who is yelling that an order is for him and that's not the address provided in the system, especially not with unstable people. Especially not with how unstable people are these days. Not to mention how people try to steal orders not for them. I get the feeling OP got an attitude about the inconvenience despite it being his fault. And then someone said, but OP literally messaged her, corrected the address to the app. And someone else said, have you ever done Uber? Those messages can get missed pretty easily.
They can. I confirm, like, the app is not very intuitive when it comes to messages and like notifications. Because whenever I use it and I have to, like, a couple of times I missed a message from my Uber driver because like the app didn't give me a you know, like a notification, or like if it did, I would go to the app and suddenly like it doesn't show me messages, so I have to like go find it in the app, and I'm like, I don't know how to open messages in this app. Yeah, so it's you know.
I agree with you. I think everyone sucks here because it's like, okay, if there was like a confirmation code, she could have just checked the app if he texted her again saying, hey, this is me, like, and then show her the text message. Like, communication, I think.
Yeah, he could have like, opened it, or like he could have also, like, mind you, this is not like 2000s when internet was in its like baby state, or 90s when the internet was in its infancy. Like, the guy can Google shit. If you don't know how to check Uber Eats code, you Google, how do I check Uber Eats code? Give me a minute. I'm gonna check it. Okay, great. Now I know. Let me check it. Let me show it to you. You know, it would have been, your food is cold already.
Yeah.
It's cold.
It's one of those like ethical things. That's why I wanted to read this one, because I was like, it's kind of interesting. Because he was asking, am I the a-hole for canceling the order because my driver was being difficult? I think that's why. Like, if you think about like the wording of this, it's like my driver was being difficult, when it's like,
but you omitted that you were being difficult too.
Yep.
You were not much better. Yep. Yeah, I guess, like, he's the asshole. Like, I did get a comment in my chat like, 19 and doesn't have a car. Not everyone can afford a car. But on the other hand, he can afford Uber Eats.
I think like the thing is too, again, this was COVID time, so like, you had to stay inside and like true. It wasn't recommended going out, and like, you know what I mean? So it's like she is risking her life delivering this to you. Well,
like, that was right, like, she, like, that was her job. Yes, like, it was COVID time, so very difficult. For you, like, you stayed home. You know, like, I don't know if he had a car or not. No information there, but also not everyone has a car. That is true. I don't know I assume it's in the States. Like, this was in the States. Possibly.
I think so. And if it's like a big city too, it's like there are some crazy people in the city.
Yeah, that's true. Because, like, I don't know if this is, no information if this is in the States. I assume so. Because, not every city, let's say here, MRT is, well, I mean, the trains or public transportation is very good. So not everyone, like, people don't really need cars that much.
That's true.
Yeah. Or Japan, or, like, various cities around the world. Like, it's very, different.
Actually, wait, if I reread this, if this is COVID, this is why, again,
Yeah.
not to keep on this too much, I'll say my final piece on it. It's this paragraph right here that makes me think he's an asshole. There was someone else in the car who I can only assume was her, looked about 20, daughter. They were whispering to each other for 5 more minutes, and they were talking in a foreign language, but from the sound of it, her daughter seemed really nervous for whatever reason. Like, it's the attitude that he has when, like, typing this out. And again, this is COVID, like, peak.
Yeah, just have some empathy, you know, so have some sympathy for people. It was a difficult time for everyone. For some people significantly more than others. And just, you know, just have some empathy, you know, like everyone's stressed. I'm sure like everyone was stressed, especially in 2020, because we didn't know what was going to happen. Right? Like the situation, the virus was like still in like the very unstable, very unsure, uncertain stage, or like uncertain. What's the good word for it? Like uncertain situation.
A lot of like paranoia during the whole thing.
Like it was very paranoid.
I get it.
Like now we know, like, oh, it was pretty bad for like immunocompromised people or like older people. Yeah, a lot of people died. That's a fact. For one reason or another. But you know, in the end, like, yeah, the virus, it wasn't that lethal or dangerous for everyone. But, and we might have different opinions on it. That's fine. But at the time, it was pretty scary, right? Because we didn't know, like, how bad really was it.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, which one do you want to read next?
The slugs. Let's go with the slugs.
Oh my god, okay,
slugs.
That one is
best of Reddit updates.
This one.
It's called. The title says, "I found out my partner has been putting slugs in my food. I don't know how to forgive him. Holy shit!
This is wild. I was eating when I was reading. Like, we haven't read the stories, but like I was just reading the titles, and like I was eating all this, and I was just like, I'm not hungry anymore.
It's like, wait, what?
It's crazy. So yeah. Sensitive stomachs. Let's go.
Sensitive stuff. Okay, trigger warnings. Food tampering, psychological/emotional abuse. Don't read while eating if you have a weak stomach. So you guys, if you are snacking on something, I suggest strongly that you stop right now and wait for the end of the story and perhaps the end of the stream. I don't know. Okay. So I found out my partner has been putting slugs in my food. I don't know how to forgive him. I, 22 female, have been with my partner, 24 male, for 4 years now. I have never known him to do anything like this, but I noticed he started acting a little strange around a month, maybe a month and a half ago. He started putting fruit on the floor. What? Oh, okay. He started putting fruit on the floor in the garden, and I thought it was a bit weird, but he said he was feeding the mice family that have nested in our shed. So I thought it was sweet and helped him do so. Oh my God. She unknowingly helped him. Okay. Anyways,
why would you want to keep mice though? Like, that's also nasty.
He's like, okay, mice, like if they're like in the shed or like outside, okay, well, maybe you don't have, like, they don't want to kill them or something, fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, he started being really nice to me around 2 weeks ago. Wait, so he wasn't nice to you? Like if they were like partners? Okay. I would say
maybe like
be
like
nice to your partner.
Nice.
Oh yeah, maybe like too nice, like just unnaturally nice, or like what is like uncharacteristically nice. Sort of. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, he started being really nice to me around 2 weeks ago and was making me food, baking me cakes and stuff, which he never usually cooks ever. So I was so happy he found a hobby. Okay, I did notice sometimes I felt sick and dizzy after eating, and I just put it down to lack of sleep/hormones. Girl, no. Okay, anyways, a friend of my partner's came into my work today. I work in a cafe, and said he needed to speak to me when I was free. I was free as there wasn't any customer at this time. He told me that my partner has been collecting slugs from the garden on fruit he has been putting out there and putting them in my food, blending them up. He even sent this friend a picture of the bag of slugs he had collected and the picture of blended slugs. Oh,
What the actual hell is wrong with you?
Oh, my lord. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, dear.
That is one. That is like actually illegal. You cannot do that.
I mean,
and two, that is straight up evil.
That is why you would also like the question. So you do this. Why do this to your partner that you supposedly love? I would do this to my maybe I wouldn't do this to my enemy even. Like why? This is fucked up.
Some people like
Jesus.
are just sick in the head and they will sabotage anyone or anything for whatever reason. Like this is like I wouldn't wish this upon someone. This is actually really evil.
That is so evil. I wouldn't do this to my enemies. Like why would I do this? Like why? Okay, but let's continue. Anyways, a friend of my partner's came into my work today. Okay, wait, the blended slugs. Okay, I feel really sick to my stomach. I don't understand why he would do this. This is so out of character of him. I asked him why he was doing it, and he accused me of snooping through his... Wait, that was your reason? Snooping through his messages? Which I would never do. So this person, the OP, was not snooping through the messages and got so angry at me for not being able to take a joke. What? Where's the funny part?
Sorry, what?
Where's the funny part? Also, IDK, thank you for the super escargot. Jesus. Oh, I'm gonna read the other supas later, like at the end of the stream. Sorry, guys, if I missed it.
I'm sorry, but at what point is that a joke? That's not a joke. That's a felony. Like,
that is a felony.
What do you mean?
That is a felony. Don't put stuff in someone's food, and also not especially stuff that maybe are gonna make the other person sick for sure. What do you mean? Where's the joke? Where's the funny part?
This isn't like a one-time thing.
Yeah,
this is like a recurring thing that he keeps doing for 2 weeks.
Yeah, for 2 weeks. What is wrong with this person?
People can die from eating slugs.
Yeah, like you don't know what kind of slugs are those. Like some of them are probably toxic or,
Yeah, have parasites.
They are not, they have parasites. That's one. Two, on their own, like some types of slugs are toxic. So, don't eat. They're not the French restaurant, slugs. That's not the special
it's
slugs.
The fact that he's not disclosing that to her, like and the only reason why he's even acknowledging this at all is because she brought it up. Like that's
you would have
the thing
continued.
I think is most twisted. You're poisoning your partner. Like that is what you are poisoning them.
Joshua said, "I have a joke for you, and you're not going to like the punchline because the punchline is non-existent. It's just I'm poisoning you with slugs. That's it."
Yep.
All right, so I feel disgusting. I love him to pieces, but I would not. I'd be like, I guess I don't anymore. But I just don't understand his way of thinking just now. Like, what is this retaliation? Am I overreacting? No. I don't know what to do. I feel lost. I do. Wait, what to do? I feel lost, yeah.
So for this particular subreddit, this was the first original post, and then there's updates. Yeah, there's after an update. That's what this subreddit is.
Yeah. So the update.
And it gets worse.
Jesus Christ. Update. I am receiving messages telling me to kill myself. Please don't do that, as I am highly sensitive just now. I'm sorry.
But if you read this post of someone saying that their partner is poisoning them, and that's your response to it,
also, what
you need
is
to go
wrong
and
with
touch
you?
grass. And leave the slugs alone. Go out, touch grass, and leave the slugs alone.
Just touch grass. Just don't take anything from outside inside. That's it. I went to urgent care last night / early hours of morning and waited and was finally seen around 6 a.m.-ish. I had some tests and I have a high level of metaldehyde in my... metaldehyde in my blood. I was kept in for, I assume this is bad. I don't know what this is, but I assume it's bad.
Do you have any medicals in chat to tell us, this is bad, right?
Not metal detector. Metaldehyde chemical compound. Let's see. Metaldehyde is effective on pests. Oh my god, it's slug killer.
Wait.
It is poison, like rat poison, but for slugs.
Maybe because he's putting fruit and other people don't want slugs in the garden, because he said the OP said the friend told him that he's been collecting slugs in their garden, which means obviously it's getting sprayed with like pesticides. So
Oh my god. Oh god.
and
Okay.
the slugs have the pesticides.
Yeah. Yeah, so OP unfortunately has high levels of metaldehyde in their blood. I was kept in for monitoring and I have some ulcers in my stomach. Oh my god. I was aware of this anyways, as I was hospitalized about 2 months ago for a burst ulcer.
Oh my god.
I don't know if that's what. Oh wait, but 2 months ago that was before the slug thingy, right? Like they.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming I'm assuming that the slugs did not help the ulcers. Like they probably like worse, like made it worse. Originally, I thought it was stress, but they now said it could be because of the poisoning. Oh god. Okay. I could have an infection of some kind. I could have an infection of some kind as my temperature is high. Oh, for sure, you have an infection. If you have a fever, if you're running a fever without like actual cold or flu, probably infection. But they haven't found anything that could be causing that yet. They have checked my heart and it is fine. I am due to have heart surgery. Jesus Christ! Heart surgery this year, though, but they're delegating it. Delaying it, not delegating. They're delaying it due to ulcers and infections, and the fact that I keep getting sick, which is okay. I have an appointment to see my cardiologist on the 20th of April.
Imagine telling someone to like end their life, and like this is what's happening to this person. Like, man, that's the internet for you. That's the internet for you right there.
Ooh, Bacon has a interesting theory: life insurance, but I don't think they are married. I think are they married?
It looks like
partner.
No. I've been with my partner for 4 years now. Maybe they could have just gotten married, but someone in my chat was saying that maybe OP's boyfriend was trying to get them to be sick, so that way they're forced to depend on them forever.
Oh, maybe, yeah. That's an interesting theory. Okay, so I contacted the police and wrote a statement and was asked some questions. Anyone who knows me in real life, please don't post mine or my partner's name, as the police said it would destroy the investigation. Yeah. So if you know the OP for some reason, by some miracle, don't dox them. My ex refused to say anything. Okay, so they broke up. My ex refused to say anything to the police or to me.
Broke up with that guy.
Thank God, Jesus. However, he did say he would speak to his friend and only him. He then spoke to me. I was not alone. I was with a friend and his friend too. He confessed to doing random experiments on me / tests starting a few months after we moved in together. Oh my God. So it's longer.
He has all these health problems and complications. For 4 years they were dating.
I wonder.
When did they move in? Because if they moved in, like, let's say they got together for like after a year, and he was experimenting on her for 3 years,
and like the heart problems or something,
heart problems, stomach ulcers,
oh my God,
all these other illnesses. What were you doing to your partner? Because let's be honest, like these like insane like illnesses that you're getting. I wonder how much of that like was from these experiments.
Okay, so it does say it started with spitting on my toast, and then the week later he replaced my propranolol beta blockers with salt emptied capsules. What? Don't! Oh my God! You replaced someone's medication with like placebo.
Actually like
salt. Also salt.
You can go to jail. Like this person needs to go to jail for attempted murder.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, at least for something, like that's illegal.
Yeah.
I want to add, I mean, possibly poisoning, like attempted murder, because this is poisoning. I want to add
premeditation.
I want to add that he was my medication holder, as I have a history of S attempts. So he had held my meds and gave them to me, and that's when he thought it would be funny. Where's the butt of where's the punchline? I don't understand. Like, where's the
my girlfriend
funny
needs this to live.
part?
Wouldn't it be funny if I killed her? Sick joke, bro.
It's like, ha 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 ha. Okay, oh, that's so funny. He also admitted to these things: swapping my Linda McCartney vegetarian sausages with real meat. I have IBS and struggle to digest meat, so I became a vegetarian. Yeah, there are some conditions that, render you unable to digest certain foods.
Oh, wait a second. Somebody just said beta blockers treats heart illnesses like high blood pressure. Totally illegal to mess with.
Oh my God.
Someone in my family passed away recently because of, like, they couldn't get their high blood pressure medication, and they died. They had a heart attack.
Lord.
OP's boyfriend needs to they need to go to prison.
Okay, I was like still on like
die.
I was still on like, okay, well, he needs to get a punishment. Maybe not for like murder, but now I'm like, oh hell no. Also, you guys, Baxter, thank you so much for the super. Baxter says Walmart's dead peasant insurance is a practice where companies take out collateral life insurance on their employees without their knowledge or consent, essentially profiting from their deaths. That's a thing? Holy shit.
Oh, that's crazy.
And also, Vin, thank you so much for being a member for 1 month. Yeah, I guess being single ain't so bad. I guess not.
Yeah.
I guess not. I guess some partners are gonna experiment on you. So
being single,
you guys watch out for yourselves out there. Okay. So he replaced my corn nuggets. Oh, corn nuggets with his real ones. Okay, so meat. So making your partner even more sick. He's probably one of those
people that thinks she's like a what's the word called? A hypochondriac that's just making everything up, and like that's why he's like, oh, it'd be funny. Like imagine, you think that this is real. This isn't real me, but like.
Yeah.
It doesn't, regardless of whatever, you don't mess with somebody's food and not tell them. Dude. Like, you've been doing this for years, and like.
It gets worse. It gets worse. One of my pet giant African land snails went missing in the summer, and I assumed it escaped, and so left the lid open on their box, but he said it had died. So he scraped it out and put it in my curry.
What?
My God. Oh my God.
Dude, I got trauma reading that sentence. Dude. Like
Dude. I'm sorry. I did not read this part beforehand, and I was like, what the fuck? I vaguely remember the day he did this, as he laughed whenever I went to eat the curry. And I got really paranoid, so I put it in the kitchen and stormed off. He then brought it upstairs and told me to taste, and I did, and I realized he added loads of chili, and he said he was laughing because he put chili powder in and too much came out. No, I think he must have put the chili in to cover the fact he put my snail in there. Oh my God. I'm
sorry,
God.
this next sentence is crazy. What?
He also said he rubbed my toothbrush on the toilet. What the fuck? But then he washed it as he thought that was too far. Oh, so this is too far. Oh, that's too far.
Really? That's too far. Really? This right here. This is what you think is too far. Really? You really think that's too far, huh?
What is going on?
What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my God.
What is going on in this story? I feel like this is all a dream, a fever dream. It just seems too dramatic to feel real. I am unsure what is happening on the legal front. He says he didn't know why he did this and that he does love me truly. And no, I would argue with that. He does love me truly, and he felt compelled to do it, which I understand, as I suffer from OCD and get compulsions/impulsions.
No, OP, stop doing that. No, you can tell this is a very abusive relationship. Like, why is she like?
Especially don't say that in court. No, don't be I'm sorry. Like in court, no, just don't.
Like OCD does not do that. This is sad. This is a story of abuse. Like straight up, like this person saw someone who is mentally unstable and thought, I can control this person. I can do whatever I want with them, and then blame their mental illness and gaslight them and make them feel bad. Like, this is a power dynamic. This is abusive. This is toxic. He needs to go to prison. Send that man to jail.
It's like the guy does not have an OCD. Like he's just like being evil and a puppet master and just trying to abuse his partner for no reason whatsoever. Puppet master.
I like that.
Yeah, just like manipulating. He promises he never
Someone
did
said
any
death
of
by
this.
100 slugs. I'm so they're like, send that man to jail and death by 100 slugs. The slugs are gonna eat him.
Just put 1,000 slugs on him.
1,000 slugs.
I agree. You know what? I support this decision. I support this sentence. Okay, he promises he never did any of this to our animals, and yet he blended your pet snail. Well, then he did this to the animals. Okay, I think he could just be stressed. What? I think he could just be stressed, as I have mental health issues and could have caused something in him to break him from too much stress. Break him from too much stress. I am really sad and sorry for those who I caused concern.
This hurts me so much for OP. She
Oh.
is so like...
Oh, okay, it gets worse, apparently. In the comments,
God.
many are asking if she has gone to the doctor. She has. And it is revealed that he did more than feed her slugs. He promised he never did this to any of our animals, but our dog recently had lungworm, and he admitted to making him eat the pet snail. So he replaced your... Wait. Oh, okay, wait. He admitted to making you eat your pet snail. He replaced your heart medication with salt, and he tampered with your food, knowing that you have IBS. There is nothing funny about that. He has endangered your health and those of your pets. Stress doesn't make anyone do this. He is not safe for you or for your pets. These are not the actions of someone who loves taking care of you. They are cruelty. Please stop blaming yourself. Yeah, please. Stop blaming yourself. I understand your struggles with both mental and physical health and the need for someone to love and care for you. But if you value your life and those of the animals you adopted, he can never be trusted again. Please do
I wouldn't trust
not.
anyone like that. So I'm, what's it called? I'm the type of person where like I don't I do not trust a lot of people. Like I straight up do not trust people. I don't trust people who drive. Like I have to be the one who has to drive. Like I have to be the one who has to cook because of shit like this. Like this stuff gives me genuine anxiety. Now, that doesn't mean that I'll never get into a car with somebody. I've gone into taxis and like Ubers, and I do let like what's it called? Other people drive my car.
Yeah.
But I always have this anxiety whenever I get into a car and I am not the driver. Like I have really bad anxiety because of the amount of car accidents I've been in from someone else driving.
No,
When it comes to
that's
food,
understandable, right? Like if you've had this kind of experience, like you would, even if you don't want to think that way, like, yeah, you're gonna think like, oh, what if, this person isn't a great driver? What if this happens again?
And here's the thing though, this doesn't stem out of nowhere. This is from personal experiences I've had to deal with from this stuff happening. Now, if I was OP, I don't know how I would ever trust someone around my food ever again. Like, or just my medication or anything. Like, how can you trust someone after that? So yeah, I feel
Girl,
so bad for
I'm
OP.
reading this and I'm thinking right now, I am never going to a restaurant. I am cooking my phone.
Oh, it's scary. It's
now
really
I'm
scary
scared.
to think.
Now I'm scared that someone at like any restaurant like is gonna just put a slug in my food. Dear Lord,
Just be nice to them, tip them well, and like, just be nice to your food servers.
very nice, very polite to say please, thank you, and yeah, don't be an asshole to your servers, because they could do a lot of damage.
Be nice to your what's it called? Your baristas, guys. They're gonna put slugs in your coffee.
Yep. The barista at Starbucks. He's gonna
be nice to your Uber Eats drivers, guys.
Oh God. Okay. I think this is like another part. I don't know if.
So apparently, somewhere during all this, the OP posts this comment. So underneath the comment section of that. So this is OP. This next comment. This is what OP said.
Okay. So. They said she said I recently left a weird relationship where my
no, it's above that.
Oh, sorry. Hi. He was diagnosed with ASPD. I don't know what is it. Asperger's. Oh, it is Asperger's.
Autism. I think it's autism It's either Asperger's or it's like autism.
Okay. Yesterday, and admitted everything to me and how I was his way of looking normal to the outside world. He manipulated me by giving me everything I wanted as a BPD sufferer. love, affection, compliments. He began testing me emotionally at first, with cheating to see how I would react, but I forgave him, and then began with food and stuff to see how long until I got sick. I am still baffled. The person I knew, I never really knew at all. He is a psychopath, and he gives ASPD sufferers a bad time. A bad name, not name, not time, but name. He knew I was vulnerable due to my mental.
Wait, I'm sorry. That's not what that is.
I think it's
ASPD said
ASPD.
Antisocial personality disorder.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I misread it. I misread this as ASD.
Oh, okay, ASPD. So antisocial personality. So he is a psychopath. He's a clinically, maybe clinically diagnosed.
I can't read.
I can't read either. Okay, so he knew I was vulnerable due to my mental and physical illness. He became my carer, but was torturing me at the same time, and I was unaware of any of this. He rescued me from an abusive situation, and then he put me into a new one. This is how he works. Yeah, he put you in a like in a very abusive situation. That's just beyond understanding. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, and then this part, I'm not sure like if this is OP. Oh no, okay, so it is. Like, I have tried everything to stop slugs getting in, copper tape, sold non-toxic pellets, but they still somehow find. Oh, okay. What? So, oh wait, okay, great. So this isn't maybe another person. I recently left a weird relationship where my partner was contaminating. Oh no, this is OP. Contaminating my food, etc. Anyways, ever since I have struggled to eat, I moved into a ground floor flat, and sometimes I will find slugs around the house. I would be traumatized. I am terrified of them. I keep throwing food away because I don't know what the slugs have gone on. I am scared of getting sick. I can't cope or breathe right now. I have tried everything to stop slugs getting in, copper tape, salt, non-toxic pellets, but they still somehow find their way into my flat. I feel like nature's tormenting me. Any advice, please? I have tried speaking to my doctor, but they won't really listen. And the doctor I see said it was a good thing as I was overweight anyways. What? Okay, change your doctor. This is just... Wait, that was a bad comment. Like, okay, the doctor can give you a medical advice if there's like concern about your weight affecting your medical conditions. Absolutely, but not like that. Not like, oh, it's a good thing that slugs get into your food and you have to throw it away because you're overweight already, or like, oh, you're, anyways. It's like,
I'm guessing OP struggled, posted this on another subreddit. So, because it's I'm struggling to eat, fear of food, no appetite. So this is like this is from another subreddit, but it's from the same person.
Same person. Okay,
and her asking for advice.
And then I guess another post from
why would a doctor believe her though? Because this sounds psychotic. This is fucking psychotic. Yeah. So, and the thing is, still kind of addicting for the doctor to said, but the thing is, imagine like a patient like telling you this shit, and you're like, hey, well, you're not eating, so maybe that's kind of good because you're overweight. Not saying I'm defending the doctor, but it's like it sounds so insane. Like,
I mean, it does sound like a crazy story.
As the doctor, he probably thinks she's crazy,
Yeah, like if it's not right, like if it's not a psychiatrist specifically, but like, oh, a medical doctor for like physical conditions, not right, like mental disorders, then yeah, I can see how this doctor would think like, okay, this is a fucking crazy story and you must be making this up because there's no way. Like there's no way that someone would do this, right? Like the doctor probably thought that and was just trying to like joke, which is like what is the word for it? Like tone deaf. Just tone deaf
without
comment.
realizing the severity of the situation. Because after that, it says like I was just discharged from the mental health team I was currently on. So this doctor knows she was just discharged from that.
Yeah,
so I'm guessing the doctor probably just assumed. But still, imagine like making a joke like that, and then word gets around, and you find out that patient that you said that joke to was actually being poisoned and like abused, and you're like, oh.
I mean, he would be able to, like, especially if OP goes, let's say, to then a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist would probably know of the criminal record of the boyfriend, or like he would be aware, or like the right, like that doctor would be aware of what is happening in that person's life, and yeah, So then the other doctor would find out, like through maybe like the medical records, like, oh, this is true.
Yep.
But
it's probably like what's it called? It's probably one of those things where like imagine like the doctor gets, because this is like a legal thing, right? Imagine getting like a notice from like the lawyers being like, so our client said that you said this to her. And by the way, this is the court documents, and the doctor's probably reading this like, oh, I do remember that. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'd be sweating.
Or maybe the lawyer would contact the doctor to like, oh, doctor, like we need you to testify about OP's, medical conditions, and
Did
in the
say
trial
this
that
joke
is
to her
just
in the court. Did you say this to her? Like, we just need to make sure this is legit. And the doctor's probably sitting there like.
Well, I was thinking more like, oh, the doctor would be in shock finding out, like if a lawyer approached them and be like, hey, OP, your patient is going through this and this trial, and we need you to confirm their medical conditions, right? And the doctor would be like, what the fuck was that? That was a real story. That was not made up. Like, I think I would be in shock for sure. But yeah, like, the doctor would be put on blast too. Just don't. If you are a doctor, you're talking to patients and you feel like being funny, maybe don't. Maybe just keep it to medical stuff. Just keep it to medical stuff. Keep it professional.
It seems like after this, I
guess like help. I'm alive.
One more post, yeah.
Yeah. So wait, is this like a separate one? Just okay, so this is a separate one. I am alive. Hello everyone. Sorry for those who I didn't get to message back. My messages have been so full. I am alive but have been sick with COVID. Thank you to those who reached out to me. You all made me feel less alone. Hope everyone is well. Well, I am glad that OP is doing better.
Yeah, it's about 4 months ago. They were active, and this was posted 4 years ago. So at least,
yeah. So
hopefully OP's still okay. Because yeah, that's wild.
That is a wild west. Jesus.
Yeah.
And hopefully the boyfriend is rightfully in prison or getting treatment for his mental disorders, because I guess mental condition, because I guess he has like, maybe he was, I don't know if he was clinically diagnosed with psychopathy, but if he was, I hope he's getting treatment for that, even though there's no real treatment for.
I'm so happy she left this person. I hope OP can find someone who really actually loves her, and like I really hope she has enough therapy and like support system to like help her get through this, because I don't know how you would ever want to trust someone after that.
I can't imagine. Like, I know that I said, like I know that OP said like, oh, he's a psychopath, and he has the ASPD and whatnot. And I know that psychopathy does get a lot of bad rap, as in like, yeah, it's bad, to be fair, like, yeah, it's a condition that just makes people not feel emotions the same way or not feel emotions, but
they know from right and wrong.
They
and that's
do know from right and wrong
about this.
Absolutely, like that's what I was gonna say. Like they do know from right and like they can tell it apart. Not to mention, I did see, like, that's a funny thing, but like just recently I saw a post on Reddit, and it was actually like from this user saying like, hey, psychopaths have a bad rap, but my best friend is a psychopath. And he actually said, OP said like, hey, listen, my best friend, he's a psychopath. He does not feel human emotions, right? But he is trying to live as normal a life as possible, and he's trying to like cope with it the only way he knows, so like doing research. So when, like, let's say when OP's like mom was hospitalized or like diagnosed with like stage whatever 4 cancer, actually it was all the other friends were just like, oh, I'm so sorry, like just kind of not offering any help or anything to help. And this friend, who is a diagnosed psychopath, he actually like didn't really say like, oh, I'm so sorry or anything, right? Like, because he didn't know the social cues like that. But he came to OP with like a stack of papers, and he's like, hey, listen, I did research on like the best doctors in this for this condition. I can drive you there. I can drive your mom there. Like,
That's
oh, I did
so
research.
interesting
They
to
are
hear.
like, oh, they are in your network, they are in your insurance network, and I have a car, so I can drive you there. And like, apparently, yeah, he drove them there, and he did explain to OP, listen, I might not be able to feel emotions or feel like friendship or like respond like normal people do, but this is the way I know how to do things, or like this is the
That's
best way I
interesting
can
though, because
go around it.
I feel like saying that, in a way, there's some empathy there. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like he's getting,
Yeah.
like, this person's getting treatment for the psychopathy, and like, there's treatment.
Yeah,
There's
like,
hope for
there's,
that.
well, there's a method, right? Like, he did say, like, yeah, I might not be feeling like empathy, sympathy, or any normal emotions, but this is a way
I've
for
learned
me
through
to,
research.
yeah, I've learned, no, I've learned to kind of go around it, or, this is my method on how to live normally and how to have relationships, even though I might not be feeling anything. Like, oh, at least I know I can help in this way, or like, at least I know that this is a good thing to do, Oh, I can tell
Yeah.
apart, like, oh, this is a bad thing, this is a good thing, and I'm gonna go with the good thing. So yeah, that was an interesting
I think
post
for
to read.
me,
Yeah.
what's it called? I just, it's so weird because, like, what's it called? Um someone in the chat was saying that just because an ASPD guy doesn't feel that stuff doesn't mean that they can't take care of people. It's not
Yeah.
really true empathy, but they do value that person, which is true. Like, that is true. It just depends on how you value that person at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
it seems like, unfortunately, OP's significant other did not value her
No.
whatsoever, which is really sad because, like, there is treatment for this kind of stuff. Like, there is, like, people who do have this can still live a very, like, productive and positive life that doesn't involve hurting others.
Like,
even if they
let's
live
say there's a
selfishly.
way for those people to live a normal life, right? Like, there are methods, there are ways,
And there's treatment too to help you be like you. Because here's the thing, from right and wrong. That's the big thing about this, is that, like, it's wrong to do this, and that's why it's like, but you're still choosing to do this. Like, at the end of the day, you have a choice.
Like, there might not be actual pills for it or medications, but right, like, there is some kind of treatment, there's some kind of like method to live a normal life and be able to live among people somewhat, right? Like, not because who knows, like, we might have, every single one of us might have come across a psychopath, we never knew, right? Like, we never know.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
And they're just living their life. Okay. Oh God, this story, honestly, Jesus Christ.
I know. Here, how about we take a small break and we can read something that's more lighthearted.
Yeah, let's do something more. Yeah, which one do you want to go with?
Let's read the super gluing one.
The super.
It's the am I the asshole for super glue? Yeah.
Oh.
So this one is like a more controversial, like it's kind of silly. Like, when I saw the post, I was like, oh my God, this is like this is a hot take. Let me take a sip of my drink first before I read this.
Yeah. Wait, so am I the asshole for super gluing a note to a car parked in a handicap spot? Interesting. Let's see where that goes. Let's see where that.
What I think is the most interesting about this is that it was voted as everyone sucks.
Oh.
Yeah, so okay, this is what it says. Pretty self-explanatory. I live in an apartment, and right next to my specific apartment is a handicapped parking spot. I can see it comfortably from my patio. The other night, a woman parked in the extra space of the handicapped spot, basically blocking the driver's side door of the actually handicapped person parked theirs. I don't know the handicapped person well, but I know that they are in a wheelchair, so they now have no way of getting into their car. So I was pretty irritated, but I tried to give the benefit of the doubt, so I waited to see if maybe she was just picking someone up or something. About 10 minutes passed, and I decided that's enough time. So I take some Gorilla Glue, and I wrote a pretty mean note to saying she had a Trump sticker on the car. Just because you support Trump doesn't mean you're disabled. And I glued it specifically on the driver's side of the windshield.
Oh
Funniest part too is that I was smoking on my patio when she got back to her car like an hour or two later, so I got to hear her reaction. She even asked me if I saw who did it. Now, I feel pretty fine about this, but my roommate is saying that it was immature and saying that something like that is a serious crime. So, am I the asshole? And then
no.
edit. I suppose I should have clarified that I tried calling the local tow company that works with the apartment complex first, but they were either closed or just didn't answer my calls. It was late. And then, what's it called? And then edit 2. Someone told me the word is access aisle, and some people seemed a little confused. So she wasn't parked in a handicap spot. She was parked in the access aisle next to a handicap spot, blocking the driver's side of the door of the handicapped person. This also blocked the ramp that would allow them to access their car. This disabled person literally had no way to get in their car. So like when you have like the handicap spot, you know how like with the handicap spot, there's like those extra like lines that's around
like
the handicap
space.
spot.
Yeah.
I think that's what.
Yeah,
that
that's for
is.
the
It's like
ramp.
that.
Yeah, probably. Like for right, like for the ramp from the car, I assume. Like, oh, if there's a handicapped person.
And usually that spot has stripes that indicate no parking. So like they would have gotten towed or a ticket anyways.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty clear. It's not a parking spot. Like, why would anyone park there? Like, if it's not a parking spot, it's not a parking spot. Just park in a parking spot.
Here's the thing, though. They took Gorilla Glue. It's not like they taped it on the... Gorilla Glue does not come off easily.
Yeah. Okay. The lady who parked in that spot, obviously she is an asshole. Like, don't do that. I'm sure there were some parking spots that you could have parked in. The Gorilla Glue, a little too much. A little too much. I think could have just taped it or just, yeah.
I guess like someone said in chat saying as a detailer getting glue off a windshield is a pain, so it's like vandalism. But it like what's it called? Someone in the comments said, everyone sucks here, but not gonna lie, what you did was kind of funny.
It is a hilarious story, but at the same time, it's like, but not necessarily. Like you were still an asshole.
And someone else said like, everyone sucks here, but your assholery was equal to hers, in my opinion. So if it doesn't bother you, then it's not really a big deal. Maybe she'll rethink parking in a place where her vehicle not only doesn't belong, but is actively hindering others. And it's not a serious crime. Worst case scenario, she could sue you for damages to her window, which would likely be way less than the ticket she'd receive. She would have received her parking job and the court fees.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. Like, it was still hilarious, and it was still like, okay, well, it's not like a huge... Obviously, if he went there and like scratched her car with keys or something, or like really destroyed it, yeah, that's bad. But this was just like, okay, I posted note, but just you just glued it, so it's just inconvenience, let's say.
Yeah, I just think that's wild.
It's wild. It's wild. I do agree with the verdict, though. Everyone sucks here equally. Maybe the lady sucks a little bit more to me. Just a little bit.
I just think it's really funny that he was just like,
it's like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Just because you support Trump doesn't mean you're disabled. I think that was just like, oh my god, yeah, that's wild. So I figured that could like brighten us up a little bit. I'm like, can't believe someone actually took Gorilla Glue and did that. That's wild.
Yeah, after the other story, wild. Jesus. But yeah, no, I would say he's an asshole too, but just more like. Well, she is gonna... I do agree with the comment. She is gonna remember that. She is gonna remember this day. Forever.
And we will too now.
We will too. And we will too. Wait, what other story do I have? What was it? Oh, okay. Okay. We can read the one. Years of watching crime documents might have saved my life. That's something...
okay.
Yeah. Let's read that one. Okay.
Someone, real quick before we start that, one of my mods said, appreciate the pettiness, but maybe take it down a notch. There's index cards you can buy on Etsy or maybe Amazon that have your parking job is terrible because cards that look like tickets.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the right. I like that kind of pettiness. That is actually funny.
I like that. Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, I approve. I approve. Then in that case, like the OP wouldn't be, yeah, he would not be an asshole. He would just be like, yeah, you know, did the right thing. Okay,
All right, so now this one. So what is Let's Not Meet? So
Let's Not Meet are real stories that, you know, like real scary encounters kind of like of people. Because I know that there's like No Sleep, but No Sleep is usually like fictional, you know, fictional stories. This one is like real life encounters that some of them were scary, some of them are not as scary, but usually it's like more serious.
It's basically like true stories about people that you never want to meet ever again.
Yeah, essentially. Or people or situations. Like usually it's people, but yeah. Okay, so years of watching true crime documents might have saved my life. For 6 months last year, I lived in the north of Spain. About a week before I was going to move back to Ireland. Hey, we're like in Ireland today a lot. My friend and I were at my house having dinner and drinking a little. I was renting an apartment in the city, and my roommate was an older lady, maybe in her 50s. I'm 20. Oh, Jesus, older lady. It's 50s. It's not an old. Okay. Am I? I'm having a quarter life crisis. Okay, this is 50 is not old. Okay.
Listen, this post was posted like 6 years ago, so now you're 26, OP. I don't know. In the VTuber realm, apparently that's pretty old now. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's true. 26. Anything above 25 is like grandma in the VTuber community, I guess.
Oh yeah. Oh, 26. A hag
You're
now.
way past expiration date. Okay, so maybe her 50s, I'm 20. That night, my roommate left to go have dinner with her friends. About a minute after she left, someone buzzed our door to be led into the building. I looked at the camera and didn't recognize the woman. She looked to be in her late 20s to early 30s, so I just assumed it was one of my roommate's friends and she was coming to meet her or something like that. I buzzed her into the building, assuming they would meet in the lobby. Oh, don't do that. Like, I would at least, like, if I don't recognize someone, I do ask, like, hey, who are you? I'm not gonna just buzz you into the building, because why? Okay, so at first I didn't buzz her in because I didn't recognize her and she walked away from the door. But then I hit the buzzer as soon as she walked away. And then I myself walked away from the camera, meaning I couldn't see if she actually entered or not. Assuming that if she didn't enter, she would just call or text my roommate. Boy, was I wrong. This woman came up to my apartment building on the 6th floor. She came up just 2 minutes after my roommate left, so I know she didn't take the stairs, and I know they must have seen each other. Oh, so she was a stranger. Seen each other when my roommate got off the lift and the lady got in. Realizing that this is weird, I do not open the door and she rings it. I look through the peephole just to confirm that it was nobody I knew. At this point, I back away from the door and gesture for my friend to be silent. We creep back to my room, which is at the far side of the apartment, and I begin calling my roommate, who isn't picking up. Meanwhile, the lady is incessantly ringing my door.
Oh boy.
My roommate is not picking up, and my friend is just telling me to open my door. Roommate, shut up. The friend, shut up. No, don't.
Literally.
Don't. Don't open the door. Yeah, like if you don't know and if you're not expecting anyone, like deliveries or anything, like, yeah, obviously don't open the door. I pretend that I don't exist. Okay, so in her mind, it's a woman, so she must be harmless. Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Women are very dangerous. Yep. What do you mean?
We can be vicious.
Uh-huh.
I tell her she's an idiot. Good. I approve. I tell her that she's an idiot for underestimating the female sex. Women can be criminals too. She keeps telling me to open the door and I refuse. The door keeps ringing. I keep looking out the peephole. At this point, well, she can be a decoy, right? Like, oh, it can be more people out there. And because women are, like, generally speaking, like, oh, people assume that, oh, if it's a woman, it's like, oh, she's harmless. Like, oh, it's nothing, right? Like, it's nothing dangerous. But then she might be the decoy. Okay, so she keeps telling me to open the door and I refuse. The door keeps ringing. I keep looking out the peephole. At this point, I understand that if she knew my roommate or was looking for someone specific, she would just call or text them. She didn't take out a phone at all. She just stayed eerily silent. Didn't call out my names or ask if anyone was home. This was weird to me. Finally, I get through to my roommate. She says she wasn't expecting anyone and that she doesn't know anyone in that age range. She asks if I'm okay and I say I'm fine. Now, it's been at least 20 minutes. I know the lady knows someone is... Wait, I know the lady knows someone is home because the lights are on, and my understanding is that that's why she's not leaving. I continue watching her through the peephole and see her go into the lift for a minute and then come back out again. The lift is really loud and I would have heard it move. It didn't. She just went in and came out. In my mind, this means someone is in the lift. See, I told you. This is what I said. This is what I was talking about. Someone is in the lift waiting for her. This screams sketchy to me. After about 40 minutes, she leaves. I run to our hall and flick on the outside camera. The lady left the building with 2 men. Yeah, that's what I thought. They all had backpacks on.
No freaking way.
That's it. I will be eternally grateful for trusting my instincts and not listening to my friends. Sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry. Creepy lady with henchmen. Let's not meet again. Yeah, because that's what happened. See, Sona is a smart cook. I am a smart cookie. Thank you.
Too long didn't read. I love this though. The 3 people tried to get into my apartment and my ass was saved because I wasn't naive enough to believe that women don't commit crime.
Don't believe it for a second, okay? Don't trust no one. Doubt everyone.
Doubt everyone.
Doubt everyone. Fear everyone and everything. No, just like, light fear. Just be like reasonable amount of fear. Just have concerns, okay? And don't just immediately trust everyone. Don't buzz strange people into your building. Like especially if you don't know them, like you can pick up the whatever, like if the door rings, just speak through the, what is it? Like a speaker. And is it a speaker? Is it like the door speaker, I guess? The Ring doorbell camera or something. Yeah, but ask who it is. If you don't know them, don't buzz them in. Be like, hey, sorry, I don't know you. Bye. I'm not expecting anyone.
Someone said Granny and her goons.
Granny and her goons. Oh yeah, because she's like in her 20s, late 20s, early 30s. So I guess Granny. Late 20s, early 30s. Also, Joshua, thank you. Here's the cookie. Yeah. I'm a smart cookie.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
Ooh.
Yeah, just never assume. If it's a stranger, and especially if it's a stranger and you're not expecting anyone or any deliveries, just be always on your guard. Even if it's a delivery person, be on your guard, yes, but don't be an asshole. Be polite and just be careful. Yeah.
Oh,
that's why I appreciate the fact that even if I have deliveries, like my building has kind of like a lobby and there's like reception desk. So they can't just come in. They actually leave packages at the reception desk. So yeah. So I don't have to, I never interact, like usually don't interact with like delivery people unless I have to sign off for something.
No, same.
Yeah.
That's why I keep a dog, because my dog barks a lot. She sounds vicious. She is not vicious at all, but she tricks people into thinking she's vicious. So yeah, I'm very happy for that.
Yeah, I'm getting a dog soon. So and this dog is gonna be big. So and it's gonna be a big teddy bear, but it's not gonna be like vicious, but it's gonna look vicious. So it's gonna look threatening, even though it's gonna be a lab. So I don't know how threatening the lab's gonna look. Probably not that threatening, but at least he's gonna be big, so at least that.
It's a smart idea, like for sure. I know the next story that you have is another like robbery, but if you want, we can read the last story that I brought, which is another like, am I the asshole? Yeah. And the only reason why I was okay with like reading this one is because it's on Am I the Asshole? And what's it called? Oh. This one, I was like, oh, that seems kind of dark. But I'm like, wait, this is on Am I the Asshole? So like, this is kind of, it's very controversial. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, this is kind of
good choice. I can tell from the title. Good choice. I'm intrigued.
I'm curious to know like
I'm
what you guys
curious,
think
yeah.
about this story. So it says here, am I the asshole for not letting my husband go to the funeral of the baby he conceived with his mistress? Which, if you guys don't know, that means OP's husband was cheating on her, having
Also,
some kind of affair.
why does it still say my husband and not my ex-husband? Because the heck?
That's why I was wondering. That's why
Yeah.
I was wondering. So
Okay.
this says, this is extremely difficult to talk about with anyone I actually know and is a secret from a lot of friends and family members. Posting on an alt in the hopes that people here can give me an honest answer. My husband of 10 years had an affair that lasted approximately 6 months. He cut it off when I found out. We went to couples counseling, etc. Turns out the woman was pregnant though and intent on keeping the baby. I understood that if she gave birth, my husband would have to do his part in supporting that child, at the very least financially. Tragically though, the baby was a stillborn. I wasn't looking forward to this baby coming, but I didn't wish for this either. My husband's former mistress has sent details about the funeral. I don't think he should attend. He never got to meet this child and wasn't even there at the hospital when everything happened. If this was a child he knew at all, of course my opinion would be different. But as of now, I don't feel comfortable with him going. He bizarrely said maybe I should go with him. That's a no. I obviously am not going to attend this funeral and make the woman and her whole family uncomfortable. Despite my disdain for her, I'm not going to disrupt her mourning. There are a few people in the family that are aware of the situation. My husband's sister, my mother-in-law, and my mother. His sister thinks he should go to the funeral. My mother says if he goes, I should divorce him. Mother-in-law refuses to comment on the situation at all. So I'm at a loss, really. Am I in the wrong given the circumstances?
First of all, like, if he goes to the funeral, you should divorce him. I'm surprised that you didn't divorce him, like, after the cheating. Affair lasted for 6 months, and the girl fell pregnant. Like, what?
And she's like, I'm keeping the baby.
And I'm keeping the baby. Which, you know, yeah, that is her right. Again, we don't have information if this woman even knew that the guy was married. I assume she knew then.
Yeah, we have no idea.
We have no idea.
Like,
yeah, she might have known. She might have not known that he was married. So I mean, yeah, like the baby thing. Okay, that is her decision. But yeah, like me as, let's say if I were the wife, yeah, at the affair stage.
Someone in chat said, the hell is that husband refusing to go when the birthing was happening, but then wants to attend because it's like a funeral? I mean, to be fair, this was my partner, I don't know how I would feel about the, hey, honey, that girl that I totally cheated on you with, she's giving birth now, and you know, I figured I should go be there. Because here's the thing, you're not supporting the child, you're supporting her. Why would, as like the partner, why would she want you to go support this person? Now, if it's the kid, as OP's saying, she doesn't seem to mind if you want to support the kid, like financially and stuff, but it's more about, why do you need to support the bitch that you were cheating on me with? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't.
And by the way, the verdict was no a-holes here.
Yeah, not a-holes. No one sucks here. Wait, no a-holes. Not. Oh, it's not. It's not like the asshole. It's like no a-holes here. Oh.
Yeah, like nobody's the asshole.
I don't know. I feel like no, okay. Just for wanting to go to the funeral, the husband is not the asshole, right? Like, just for wanting to maybe go to the funeral, like, okay, well, whatever. Like, it's whatever. But he is the asshole for cheating and getting someone pregnant, obviously.
Yeah. It's interesting because what's it called? Someone commented, holy shit. I think this one is above Reddit's pay grade.
I just scrolled down. I'm like, holy shit. Oh god. Oh, this comment says everything. This is it. Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. This is tough because it's like, because it's not about supporting the affairee. It's about the child that died. That's what kind of what it comes down to. And it's like, if he goes to the funeral, it feels like he's not supporting the child personally. He's supporting her, the lady that he cheated on, and that's why he's like, oh, well, you should come with. It's really complicated.
Yeah, I do understand that the situation, right? Like the stillbirth, I'm sure it was traumatizing for the woman.
Very much, yeah.
Very much so. Because especially if it came out of nowhere, like the whole pregnancy, all throughout the pregnancy, everything was good, everything was healthy, and then at the childbirth, right, like at birth, they're dead. Yeah, like I would say this is pretty traumatizing. So I understand, but at the same time, I still don't understand why he's still the husband and not ex-husband. I don't get that part.
I guess they went through a lot of couples counseling and all this stuff. But here's the thing. This is what kind of bugs me. Yeah. Like, pregnancies are 9 months, right? And they've been married for 10 years. So they've been together all these years. And, like, after 10 years, he cheats on you. And then the lady gets pregnant. Yeah, I'd divorce his ass.
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
I would. Like, I get there are all sorts of people out there. Maybe some people are, have it in them to forgive, have it in themselves to forgive. I am not one of those people. I would just not. I could not.
Crazy. Like,
I could not because I could never trust
for 10 years. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, like they can say whatever. I'm sorry. Like, people. I know there are different people. Some people can forget, like forgive, but no one can forget. You cannot tell me that you trust them fully ever again.
Imagine if she went to the funeral with him and been like, "Hey guys, just so you know, this is my husband." And we're here to support this chick who is a home wrecker. So, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that this lady almost caused an end to my marriage. Anyway, so sorry about the kid dying.
It's like, oh, sorry for your loss, but yeah.
like, why would the husband think, like, oh, yeah, she definitely wants you here of all people. While she's traumatized and mourning, she definitely wants to see you, honey.
Yeah.
Her competition.
Like,
yeah, that I'm just like... That's
I don't
wild.
know. Like, I'm not sure if I agree with the verdict necessarily. I feel like, well, to me, I feel like the husband is like, you're the asshole. I guess if I don't look at the affair part, but I can't, then for this specific situation, like, okay, he wants to be compassionate, but I can't look past that. So to me, like, he's the asshole.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, but I think Reddit just decided, okay, this is above our pay grade.
It's a really controversial one.
Like wishy-washy.
And here's the thing, you guys don't have to agree with like our opinions. I'm actually really curious to know what your guys' opinions are about this, because this is a very complicated situation. So that's why I was like, I wanted to read it because I thought it'd be interesting.
This situation, so for sure. Like, I mean, a very interesting situation. This situation requires a professional. I feel like professional.
This requires
therapy.
A professional. I agree.
That's above my pay grade. But I would say only for the husband. I would say, like, yeah, just for the sole thing, like sole fact that you cheated. After 10 years of marriage, I would say you're the asshole. And yeah, not the OP.
Wild dial.
But I still don't understand why it's not an ex-husband, soon to be ex-husband, I would say, for cheating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Yeah. Lord have mercy. I think I have one more story. We have one more.
One more story.
One last story.
Which is another Let's Not Meet.
This is another Let's Not Meet. It says, Florida man crawled out of my hotel mirror to rob me. And there is a picture. There is a photo to this story. So I'm going to show the photo after the story is done. Okay, so this past Monday, my coworkers and I returned to our hotel room from a day of work out in the field. Rebecca and I walked to our rooms, and as we stood outside of our rooms, I opened mine and saw someone in the bathroom. I said, hello? No, famous last words, don't ever say that. Nobody answered. My first instinct was that it was a cleaning lady, which understandable. Yeah. My first instinct was that it was cleaning lady.
It's a hotel. I was like, why would there be a
It's a hotel.
Like, it's a hotel.
Yeah. No, it's a hotel, so understandable that they would be like, hey, hello, like, is this cleaning service in there for some reason? And then I saw my bag with my clothes in her hands. I said to my coworker, there's a woman in my room. Then I asked the woman, what are you doing with my stuff? It gets a little fuzzy here because I can't remember everything I said and what she said, but she kept mumbling about how her key still worked. How her key still worked, how it still worked, and that's how she got in. I was in shock, and she was obviously very flustered, having been caught mid-robbery. She dropped my bags and fumbled around with her purse and a white plastic bag. Oh. By this time, my coworker was behind me watching all the insanity unfold. This woman was scrambling and walking toward the door, and I said, "What's in the bag?" Thinking it is probably my stuff, and so she said, No, it's just my things. It's just my things. I'll show you." And so she did. I looked and I didn't see anything of mine, and so since I'm obviously in shock at this time, I let her leave. I went into my room, and it's been ransacked. I did a quick look around to see if anything had been taken. All of my electronics were still there. Then I went into the bathroom and I saw my underwear, my bikini, and my clothes shoved into my own bags randomly. Oh, Jesus, some perv stuff. Okay. So even my passport was shoved in there. Then I looked on the counter and I saw that she got into my medication. I'm not sure what was going through my head at the moment, other than I wanted it back. So I ran out the door to go find her. I ran to the laundry room downstairs and out to the sides of the hotel, and I didn't see her. I realized I was never going to find her, so my coworker and I went down to the lobby to tell what happened, and then we called the police. We went back up to my room to wait, and I noticed that there is a metal bar? No, I guess.
Bat?
Metal bat? Oh, I guess it's bat, not bar. There's a metal bat on my bed, a little larger than one of those novelty wooden bats you can get at a baseball game, but there's also a flashlight on the end. She must have left it behind in her hurry. She also left behind a necklace that must have fallen out of her bag when she was scrambling with mine. I was mostly freaking out at this point because I thought that she'd gotten away with my medication that I need. The police got there and took our statements and looked around the room as well. One thing I noticed was that there were bits of drywall in the sink, and I pointed that out to the cops, but none of us really knew where it came from. We started looking at the door and the windows to see if she pried her way in somehow, but there was nothing. So we kind of just went with the idea that she had a spare key or something, even though the hotel front desk was adamant that there's no way that could be. The officer that brought 2 more officers as backup because they thought the woman might still be in the vicinity. But after our statements were taken, there was nothing else they could really do, so they left. I sat down to finally make some calls to tell people, and as I'm on my phone, I'm thinking about the drywall in the sink, and it still didn't make sense to me. So I'm on the phone and looking at the drywall and the mirror on the wall right above it, and then it hit me. I got my coworker and asked her to help me pull at this mirror on the wall. And we took the mirror down, and there's a hole there just big enough for a desperate junkie to squeeze through. I asked Brian and Rebecca if I should call the cops again to let them know that I found this. And my boss said there's still 2 cop cars in the parking lot. So I went down to tell them, and the female cop kind of rolled her eyes, but the young guy said, "I'll come check it out." Okay, so first of all, rolling their eyes, like she just discovered a hole in the wall. Like, dude, this is
it's a secret tunnel.
And the person knew about it, which means she's gonna be back if they don't actually like take note of that and check it out. Yeah, this person is gonna, like, if they ignore it, she's gonna come back because she obviously knows about it. Okay, so they both came back up, looked in the hole, and found a pillow, blankets, cigarettes, clothes, toothbrushes. This woman had been living in the wall behind my mirror for God knows how long. She had access to me and my room at all times. I know it might be hard to picture. There was a crawl space about 2 feet wide in between the 2 rows of rooms. One of the officers called the original officer to come back and take pictures of this. She explained to him what's going on, and all I hear over the radio is, "No fucking way." Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm like, way. He comes back, takes pictures, and is just as mind blown as the rest of us. Obviously, we packed up and left immediately. What's even crazier is she has probably been there a long time. The last time we stayed at this hotel, I would randomly smell cigarette smoke. Wait, because I'm kind of paranoid. I've smelled cigarette smoke in hotel, like in my hotel room, like several
Do you know how much
times.
of a bad rep that is for the hotel? Like that is like a
Yeah.
whole like your hotel is gonna get on the news for this kind of stuff. Like
I'm concerned because I've smelled this before. Like I've experienced this before. Like I would be in a nice hotel room and suddenly I smell cigarettes. I'm like, what the fuck? Like why is there
That's
sitting
crazy.
cigarette smoke? Dude, was there
That's
a homo
crazy.
in the walls in my hotel room? Oh no. Okay, so yeah, the last time I stayed at this hotel, I would randomly smell cigarette smoke and I assumed someone was smoking in their bathroom and it was traveling through the vents. But nope, a junkie was smoking just on the other side of my mirror. She had access to the other rooms too. The hotel's holes in the walls were from a renovation and the hotel hadn't properly patched and just covered up with mirrors. Oh my God.
That's really bad.
That is so bad.
That hotel is done.
So done. She could have been hanging out in people's rooms when they were gone. Anyway, this was insane and I'm taking a little time off. Posting from mobile, so sorry if the formatting is off. There is a photo indeed, so I'm gonna just pull it up. Wait. Hold up. I'm gonna pull it up on my... I'm gonna pull it up here. I have to show it to everyone. Wait. Yeah. Oh, shit. Hi. Oh. Okay. Oh, there is a... Oh!
That's insane.
That is pretty insane. Yep. There it is. There it is. There's a picture. I know, right? What the fuck? It's crazy.
Secret tunnel is confirmed. That is actually insane. That is horrifying.
Secret tunnel confirmed. Oh my God.
I'm sorry, but the hotel, you really thought this was a smart idea to like cover this up? Like what now what did we learn here?
What do we learn here? Don't stay at hotels, or I don't know.
Don't cover
cover
the floor like the patching stuff with mirrors. That's insane.
That is what the heck? Okay, that's pretty insane.
Did she ever get her pills back? Actually, I have
hope
no
so.
idea.
I mean, I hope so. I hope she did, but you know, we don't know. I hope they found the woman, honestly, because no information there, and I don't think there was any information in the comments or anything. Yeah, there's nothing really from OP. I don't see any updates, so
there's sadly a lot of stories about people who just live in crawl spaces and like all that kind of stuff, and like they just live there for a long time and you never know. It's actually kind of insane.
That's my fear. That's one of my fears, that someone is living in no, I don't think there's like crawl space anywhere in my apartment, because the walls are like concrete walls. There's no like space in between them. So hopefully, here's hoping.
Yup, no, for real.
Here's hoping.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
I'm not a construction worker. I'm not a construction expert. So, but I think they are concrete walls, so no space in between walls. Jeez, damn.
That was wild. Holy cow.
Also, wait, is this? Am I gonna read this right? Autism? That's the username. Thank you for joining the membership. Spelled as AWETYSM, but I think it's read the same.
Oh yeah, autism.
Autism.
Yeah. They're cool. They're
right?
cool.
Right?
There's someone from my community. They're
I was
cool.
like, am I reading this right, or am I missing something? Okay. So thank you so much for joining the membership. Enjoy. Yeah, but that's it. That was the last story. Mari, what did you think? What did you think of today's stories?
As someone who also likes to live in people's walls, I would like to say that
That's the first time I'm hearing about this. What?
I am not paying rent. I'm just kidding. As a wall harbor, I would like to say that I just exist. I don't actually do anything other than just exist, and you know, I occasionally just want head pass. You know what I mean? That was insane. I'm so happy that I stay home all the time. I'm chronically online, and that the worst that I have to deal with is the occasional Twitter drama. Like, I'm glad I don't have to deal with this other crazy stuff that people deal with.
It's just it's just occasionally, like, from the shadows, we just read Twitter drama. That's it. Like, we're not hopefully, fingers crossed, we will never be at the center of a Twitter, like Google Docs.
I know. That's why I'm like, I'm glad that's like the craziest thing I have to deal with. And that, and then being frustrated at video games and my computer
That's
melting.
that too. Same here.
Oh yeah.
Same
Your
here. My game's
computer's been doing that too?
Yeah. No, I've been trying to like okay, to be fair, like the game that I was trying to play was pretty heavy. It was the Enzoy game, you know, with the face tracking, the body tracking.
Messed up my computer
Oh
too.
god,
Oh
it's so heavy. How do people play it so smoothly with like VTube Studio running?
They either doing a 2 PC setup or they got like a super computer.
Yeah, like just I don't know, their computer is a spaceship. I swear to God, like as I saw a couple of streams and they were like just super smooth. Not only the game is super smooth, they have to have like the recent setup or some magic thing. I have no idea. But yeah, my computer almost melted because this game is heavy. Especially if you especially if you turn on the face tracking and you open your VTube Studio and everything. Yeah, and OBS and you're streaming. Damn.
Oh yeah, no, Chad got to see my first-hand experience trying to play Oblivion the other day. And like, so the new enhanced graphics from the remaster looks nice, but I had to lower my settings so much, it looked like the old original Oblivion graphics.
So it's just like, so really I'm playing a new Oblivion that looks like old Oblivion, sorry.
Yeah, it was so bad. So I ordered a new computer. It's coming in at the end of May.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
And this time, I can actually play games and it'll be cool.
It's not gonna melt. I hope I can, you know, like I've been planning to upgrade my computer, but it's mostly like not all of the parts, because not all the parts have to be upgraded. I think I just have to upgrade the graphics card, you know, that kind of thing. The processor probably, because it's been a while. And they're just like, because I've had this computer for about 2 years and yeah, like there's been just so many new parts that have been released, you know, that new additions that is just like, and games have been upgraded, so I'm like, god damn it, now it's like just heavier, so time to upgrade.
Yes, guys, please support us. You know, watch our YouTube videos. They're free. It's a free way to support us, and we can afford new awesome PCs. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and go follow Mari on her channel too.
And go follow FEARSONA. Oh, so what's it called? I think this is one of the since it's been a while since we've done any collabs. I didn't get a chance to tell Chad exactly what your content is. So if you wanted to like just kind of give us short, like, because here's the thing, you guys. Sona makes some of the most unique content as a VTuber, and that's why I love it when she talks about it, because I don't know many other VTubers who make the kind of content that Sona makes.
I mean, I'm still looking for another true crime VTuber, but yes, I am FEARSONA. You can call me Sona, and I'm your friendly neighborhood true crime VTuber. On my channel, I cover cold, old, and unsolved cases, as well as cryptids and anything and everything spooky. So if you like those kinds of stories, visit my channel, stop by, and tune in to listen and get full body chills.
I literally watch your VODs when I'm like editing my stuff, because sometimes I know our time zones don't always sync up sometimes, because like, what's it called? I'll be playing and then I go to log off and I'll see you pop in my chat, be like, dang it, I missed it.
I do. Yeah, like I try to catch your stream, but like just as I go in, like you're saying bye, I'm like, no.
I know.
Yeah, so I pop in
I feel
to say
so bad.
No.
It's because like right now I'm at like a weird in between with like I had just came back from my sister's, who has a completely different time zone than me, and so my sleep schedule's been kind of messed up, and like I've just been like getting tired at like the randomest hours, plus like the PC stuff that like the PC issues. I'm like, I'm trying not to overextend my computer, and like so I'm just like I'll see your message and I'm like, oh, I feel so bad.
Yeah, no, the same, because like lately, I've been seeing your streams like, oh, great, you know, Mari is streaming, I can finally catch it, but then I go in and it's just like, and you're just saying goodbye, and you're just like logged on. I'm like, damn. But at least I did, you know, I do watch. I did watch the some of the subathon, some of the you know, the debut stream, the new model debut. I did try to watch the Oblivion one.
Yeah, the Oblivion one's cooked. That one is cooked. Oh,
I did watch some of it. Yeah.
Do you cover SCP at all?
I do cover some analog horror. I don't wait, SCP that's the yeah, it's also like some, right, like the SCP-701, is that it? That's the no.
I think I think so. It's
never know.
It's like those creature things, right?
Yeah. Like, God, I never know what it is like really about. Because everyone says SCP. What is that?
SCP is analog horror. It's
it's
called Secure,
analog
Contain,
horror.
Protect.
Oh, yeah. So I do cover some of the analog horrors, but maybe not the ones that you know of. The last ones that I did cover was the Walton Files. I think that's one of them. I'm pretty sure that's one of them. Like, it's one of those kind of creepy internet analog horror. But yeah, for sure. I actually will be covering one of those analog horror sort of darkest internet accounts tomorrow. I'll be talking about Smart Schoolboy 9, and it's a very
that's such an insane story.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is
it is an insane story. Yeah, so I'm talking about that tomorrow. Boy, I found videos, I found pictures, I found a lot, and it's gonna be a lot.
That's gonna be insane. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I haven't decided
what are you
yet.
doing tomorrow? Anything to promote?
I'm still doing a subathon right now because we're trying to save up money for a 3D model. But I gotta buy the gear for it first because I guess like to do the kind of content that I want to do, I need to get like lighthouse tracking. So I'm trying to do a subathon to raise money for that. And I kind of just gotta play it by ear. I've been getting really into something that's called cozy horror.
Oh, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, basically, I go on this website called each.io, and there's like these horror games that they have, but like it's a very specific type of horror where it's like some people find a lot of comfort with like horror, and I am one of those types of people, but like it has a lot of it's mostly visual novel or like pixel type of horror, but it's like it's not so much jump scary, but it's more of like the concept of horror that gets explored and like it's just looking at like unsettling themes and stuff. So I've been like really getting into that, and I'm thinking maybe tomorrow we'll play a couple of games like there's what's it called? People have been sending me this game called I think it's called the Boba Shop or the Burrito. Hold on, I'm trying to look at what.
Oh, wait. Have I seen it? I think I saw it on Twitter. Someone like in passing, like someone posted about it.
It's called the Boba Tea Shop. I just bought it and it was like $5, and I was like, oh, I want to play this. Okay, yeah. So it's like I'm playing things like that.
Nice.
I've been getting really hooked into them, and then occasionally, I was playing Bloodborne the other day for the first time. Insane game, absolutely insane, and like so like I kind of do a little mix of like sometimes we'll play like cozy horror, like analog. Not actually, I do want to get into analog horror games, but like indie horror. Like I'm doing a lot of that. And then I also play some of the mainstream titles. But yeah, I think tomorrow. Maybe we make it like an indie horror day and we just play like so you're gonna be covering an insane case. I'll be playing unsettling games. So guys, you know what to do, have both of our streams up at the same time, Exactly. Tomorrow both streams at the same time, and then like just make it into a horror day. Just creep yourself out, get some full body chills. And you sometimes right? Do you still interview VTubers? Because that's how we met, pretty much. That is true, actually.
That is how we met.
So
Maddie interviewed me.
Little I guess backstory, guys. On my old channel, the Mario Yume channel, I used to do like interviews of VTubers, and I specifically was trying to find like VTubers who did like different things, like literally like, different things. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't interview like people who do like the gaming and like the singing and the ASMR stuff, but it's like I wanted to like showcase like VTubers and like the possibilities of the kind of content you can create. And that is how I met you, because I was looking for people who either did true crime or horror. And like it's so hard to find other VTubers who do that kind of stuff. Now what's interesting is that my friend Kiwi that's been watching tonight, she plans on debuting as a VTuber I think next month, and I think she wants to do like true crime and like horror stuff. So maybe I can introduce you to her, because I'm like, it's so hard to find other VTubers who do that kind of stuff, and like it's really hard to find a lot of people who like horror as well. And
I could introduce her to like there's this group of VTubers, because I did do collab with Mrs. Mummy. She's running, I don't know if it's still going, because like I could only join one stream, but she was doing this like series of streams, Silence of the Streamers, and like she essentially like she covers she started like talking about true crime, and she invites other VTubers to discuss the case with her. And like I was in on one case, but then like things got kind of busy, and yeah, I couldn't like join another one, but maybe soon-ish I can join another one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I do. So to answer your question, I would like to go back to do stuff on there, but I've been so busy like doing stuff on this channel and like kind of getting things together with this like subathon and just doing. I plan on making content again on the Mariume channel. It's just I'm a little stressed and overwhelmed, so it's like I plan on doing it. I just need some time and some help. So it's like,
a lot, right? Like
it's
a lot to handle because it's like 2 different channels and 2 different types of content, and you have to like, right, like manage everything.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting the stuff to happen on this channel as fast as it was. Like, what's it called? So the model that I'm using right now is still a prototype. What's it called? I plan on getting like an updated rig later in October, so like I might look a little silly right now, but that's just because the people that I'm working with, we were trying to get this as fast as possible, so that way I could get things like finished. So it's like it's a lot of like moving pieces that I'm trying to
it takes time. It takes time for sure.
It really, I was gonna say, you draw, so like you understand like how much time this stuff takes, and like it's very stressful.
Like, it's not even the process of drawing. It's like, oh, the process of like brainstorming, like, what do we need? How do we want it to look like, right? Like, oh, this is not, it doesn't look exactly like we want. Okay, let me fix it. And it takes a long time. So patience.
And patience is so important, you guys. But yeah, I do plan on doing it. And
awesome.
What's it called? Is there anything else that you plan on doing tonight, or is this kind of like your
no, this is my like daily stream, and then I'll be preparing for tomorrow for the case, because I still have to like compile like slides and videos and everything else, and set everything up. Like, yeah, the thing about the true crime streams is that it just takes longer to prepare for those, right? Because there's like a couple of stages, right? Like the research stage, the writing stage, and then looking for pictures, whatever materials, visuals. And
that's okay to show on stream and stuff, because like this is very sensitive material, you know what I mean? But yeah, I do appreciate you coming to read Reddit stories. Like I said, guys, if you guys do like this kind of content, do let us know. I know I'm also streaming on Twitch, but like if you're watching this like on YouTube, let us know in like the comments down below if you guys want to see more of this stuff. Like, I would like to do more like Reddit readings, either with like FEARSONA, maybe have my Cora on here at some point, because my Cora loves reading this kind of stuff. I do have to introduce you to her at some point, but like I like this kind of content, so I hope all of you guys did too. It's a very like chill type of stream, and let's be honest, sometimes it's kind of nice to just like read some like just insane stories and be like, wow, that was crazy.
Read insane stories, judge people.
Exactly.
Judge people, and then feel better about ourselves, because we don't have to go through this drama.
Exactly. Yeah, I think this is gonna be all I do tonight as well. Like, I think I'm very tired.
Yeah, please rest, because we have different time zones. Yeah, please get some rest.
I was also up until 2 a.m. last night.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, go to sleep.
Yeah, I know. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm like,
no worries.
Everything I do today.
No worries. Get some rest. And you guys, everyone in my chat, please check out Mari's channel. I did link it in my title. I think there's it's in the title, in my video title, so you guys can just click it and just go there.
Go check out Sonia's channel.
Hey, whoa, you can even point. Oh, yeah, see, I can't do that.
It's okay. I can teach you. I can teach you one of these days.
I think I can raise a wait. Can I do this? Yeah, I can have a wine glass.
Oh, chat! Look at that! Ooh.
Oh no, wait! I could have a fedora. I have a fedora. I do have a fedora.
Look at that! That's insane. That's crazy.
I have a whole.
I love it.
Whole ensemble, detective ensemble.
I love that though.
Nice.
I'm glad you can still do that.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, we're gonna be signing off. So I hope you guys all appreciate this stream, and we'll see you all again next time tomorrow. So make sure you check out your channels tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you so much again, and I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, bye everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.